Hi everyone, welcome back to the Poke Podcast, the #1 podcast for the collectors. I'm Poke Chloe.
And I'm Poke Dean.
And today we've got quite a lot to talk about. There's lots coming up. There's lots been going on as well. And before we actually get started, we just want to say a massive thank you to Deep Pocket Monster Pat Flynn, who was on the podcast last week. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you check out that episode because we all had a great time.
Yeah.
And like we said in that episode, this is going to be a guest-based podcast. We want more guests on. We're working on doing that. We're actually going away in a few weeks. So obviously we can't have too many people maybe in person at the moment, but we're working on sort of adapting it as we go.
Yeah, I mean, we want to get a lot of people from all over the world. Obviously, we have Pat, who's from America. We obviously have some ideas for some UK people to get on as well. And not just content creators. We want to get some of you guys. We've been speaking to some collectors.
Yeah, we have. We've actually got one collector that we sort of know.
Lined up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a YouTuber. You don't have to be on Instagram. You could just be a collector, someone in the hobby that maybe has something really spectacular, or whether it's a big collection or something niche or whatever it is. We're open to suggestions
because we want to get as many sort of stories from all different types of people. Obviously we had Pat on last week, which was amazing to hear his kind of approach of how he got into Pokemon, the Pokemon scene, and then also how he approaches his content creating, which was really, really cool to listen to. And it was a really good conversation. So like Chloe said, if you haven't checked that out, definitely do so because it's very, very interesting. And we speak about just some interesting stories of like cards, which I found really, really like interesting. He was mentioning the ones from Japan where you kind of go around the I can't remember what he said
he's very into the promos, isn't he? And he likes the cards that have a story behind them. So I think I don't know what it is. It
it's like a tram.
It's all around the city, isn't it? And the kids can go all around the city and collect the promos as they go. And
so it was really, really good. And then obviously, like we said, we're going to get collectors on. We want to see how you guys managed to get your collection, or what was the reason behind maybe you collect a certain Pokemon and stuff like that. So we want to get as many people on as possible. We also going to do episodes like this where it's just ourselves, where we can talk about upcoming things and stuff like that. But just in general, we just want to just have a good time with this podcast, and we think that you guys are enjoying it. We're having a blast.
We're having a great time.
We're nearly like 10 episodes in.
That's crazy.
It's a big like it's just so fun for us to do.
Big milestone, nearly.
Yeah, and we hit 500 subscribers, so thank you for that.
Thank you everyone who watches and supports as well.
So I think the first thing we need to talk about, we kind of touched upon it with Pat in the last episode, is that we asked him if he would be coming to the Worlds, which has finally been announced to be in London this year in August. And he said it may be a little bit difficult for him.
I think with the international travel, we have to bear in mind it's still not, even though things are opening back up and things are changing, I think for some people it's not as easy still to be able to travel. And as it's here in the UK, a lot doesn't really happen here. But I'm really looking forward to it. But Pat wasn't sure if he'd actually be able to make it over. So if we don't see him, hopefully we see him throughout the year at some point, obviously going back to the States as well. Yeah.
So obviously there's also what we've seen on Instagram is some people are not also being able to make it because there's Collecticon. So Collecticon is the same weekend. And I have seen like Gary King Pokemon said that he's got a commitment to Comic-Con. I don't know if he's doing some sponsor stuff while he's there or anything, but I saw that he can go.
Yeah, with those things, maybe. Again, I don't know because obviously we don't have it here and I haven't ever been before. But maybe if people commit to them for the year and then get booked up and that, they are guaranteed to be at every one that happens. I think they happen 5 or 6 times a year. So
it's interesting. But I mean, for us, I think Worlds is like a given.
The fact it's happening in London.
It's in London.
Well.
It's easier for us, but also it's like a first thing for the Pokemon Worlds to be.
I've heard incredible things about Worlds, so I'm really looking forward to.
I'm really looking forward to the shops, like the exclusive stuff that we're gonna get, because I did see that I think there's gonna be like a Pokemon Center which is gonna sell like world themed exclusives. So the fact that we're gonna be able to get stuff that is like not able to get anywhere else, I find that really exciting. And like I said, it's the first time this is happening in London. We got to go to the first one in London. We got
front row seats technically. It's on our doorstep. So it'll be really exciting, and hopefully some people are able to travel from the US or elsewhere in Europe. But if those guys aren't, it will be a bit of a shame. Obviously, it was really unlucky. It's fallen on the one weekend that it's with CollectorCon, which is a shame because actually I was thinking about going to that CollectorCon.
Oh, really?
Hadn't booked anything yet, but obviously won't be able to do it now.
Yeah, so like you said, it is a shame that some of the people can't come. But if you are planning on going,
please let us know.
Let us know, because we are, at the moment, we're planning on going.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing happens where we won't be able to make it, but we want to go. So if you are going, let us know in the comment section, and hopefully you'll see us there, maybe walking around. Like I said on the episode with Pat, and I mentioned in previous episodes, that I wanted to kind of try and participate in the TCG like Worlds tournament, but I was a little bit too late with it, with like qualifying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I say a little bit late. I didn't enter one qualification, so I don't know how I was doing that.
I think that might,
but that was a plan.
Struggle.
At some point was for me to try and do that. Maybe in the future, it doesn't have to be the UK one. Maybe we go to the next one
further down the line.
I don't know, but it's just a pipe dream at the moment. But I think it'd be something really cool. So that's Worlds.
Yeah.
We're obviously going to the London card show at the end of April.
Yeah.
April 30th.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then obviously we are going to America. Just before that, which is the 17th.
Yeah.
Which is going to be awesome. Pardon me.
Really looking forward to that one. And it's going to be crazy because I am doing a box break the night before we go. And then we're off that morning.
It's going to be a crazy couple of days.
We got some things lined up. We don't want to give too many spoilers away, but let's just say it's going to be a good one if everything goes to plan.
Yeah, if everything goes to plan, it'll be a great trip. Like, we got a lot of stuff planned to show you guys while we're out there. But
we're going to be vlogging and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. So hopefully we can get some really cool stuff lined up for you to show on both our channels. So if you're not subscribed to our individual channels, they're in the description. PokeDean and PokeChloe. So yeah, we've got lots of stuff for plan for that. And then there's the Cardiff event in September.
Yeah, 17th.
I'm seeing a lot of people in our Discords and even in the comments and stuff like that.
So many people are going to this.
They're planning on going to that. So that'll be really cool to meet some of you guys.
Yeah.
So if you are local to Cardiff, can't remember the dates. We have put them on Instagram and we will continue to do so. So definitely follow us on Instagram if you want to get involved. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Lots of events. It would have been cool to go to some of the American events.
It would have been. And like I said, I was thinking about going to that CollectorCon in August in California, but obviously it's falling on the same weekend as well. So that's out of the question. I know there are a few others throughout the year. So if they manage to tie up with a point where I can travel, maybe I'll be able to get out to one. But actually, I remember when we started at the beginning of the year, we were like, right, let's plan our year. Let's see what we can do. It's gone from 0 to 100 very quickly. I went to America. We're going again, both of us to America. We're going on the trip, Dumb and Dumber, take the USA. We have got 2 card shows lined up. We got Worlds lined up. Like, this is going to be a great year.
It really is. Like I said, I wasn't expecting any of this to happen this year. Like, I'm nervous.
There's a lot you weren't expecting.
Yeah, there's so many feelings happening, but I'm really, really excited just to experience. Obviously, we've had like 2 years of being locked in, whatever you want to call it.
That's been the big thing here. We haven't been able to do anything.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool just getting out and seeing the Pokemon scene in person, because obviously we started our channels seriously like last year. We haven't experienced this yet in terms of content creating. So the possibilities of stuff we can do, I'm really looking forward to it. So
and meeting other people as well. Like, I've already, like I said, we are going to be meeting up with some people who are in the States. Won't give away too much, but yeah, just like making those relationships in person as well is great, because obviously we speak to lots of people on here. We speak to you guys in our live chat. We speak to people, on our socials that we've met, that we've bought and sold from. But actually being able to meet these people in person is a great thing. And the more we can do that, the better, basically. It's
definitely better to be able to put a face to the person you're speaking to on a live stream, for instance.
In real life.
Yeah, like, it's really funny when I've met people in the past in my other YouTube channels, and they're like, oh, do you remember me? And I'm like, no, because I don't know what you look like. And then they say, oh, I'm this person. I'm like, oh my god, right, okay, I know exactly who you are.
Everyone needs a name badge on, and then we can match up the YouTube usernames.
If you come, put a sticker of your YouTube name, and then we'll be able to recognize you instantly, because we know a lot of you guys, and shout out to everyone who tunes into all the live streams, because
we appreciate it.
We got a really cool community growing as well, so shout out to everyone on there. But okay, so that's Worlds. Hopefully there's some really cool stuff. Like, I would love to pick up a play mat. I don't know what they're going to sort of do. Like, I know they do kind of, I think they did for the London pop-up, they did like a Pikachu, a special Pikachu plush.
Right.
So I'll be interested to see if they do something like that. yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I guess
we'll keep you guys updated as we go throughout the year, as obviously it gets closer to the time, you know, what our plans were, if it's still going ahead and everything. Because obviously at the beginning of the year, we didn't know what was going to happen this year because restrictions were still in place and it was looking a bit bleak for a while. And after last year when we were told everything would get better and it didn't, but actually this year it looks like everything is going ahead, everything's opening up. So hopefully there's going to be no obstacles or hurdles in the way.
Yep, hopefully not. I mean,
we get there in one piece.
We're only in March, but who knows? Okay,
we'll see what happens.
So that's Worlds Tournament. Like we said, both really, really excited for that. Another thing that's really cool that I've noticed, and I saw on Instagram actually, is Logan Paul returning to the Pokemon or scene, I guess. I saw him post a lot of PSA slabs.
Yeah.
Or is he actually, is he joining? Is he leaving?
Is he selling up? Is he selling out?
Yeah, because he did a story basically showing, like he said, I think he had between 1,000 to 2,000 or maybe even 3,000 slabs that he's actually wanting to sell. So I don't know if that's whether to fund something else or maybe he just has too many because as we know, we have so much stuff and
you can begin hoarding.
You can hoard and then also it just comes down to space.
As well, yeah.
I
definitely.
Literally have no space for anything anymore.
And if he hasn't got space, then we've got no hope.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw the story. Obviously, he had it all over the bed and he had the suitcase, which he said was full of slabs as well. It may be that when he got into the hobby properly, just before he did his first ed box breaks and, you know, everything blew up in that aspect, maybe he just started buying inloads. Maybe he started buying slabs and maybe even after the box break, he started grading a lot more cards that he maybe had lying around and now has realised that half of them aren't maybe what he wants or, you know, he's got duplicates. It could be there was a lot of slabs there, so it could be anything. Maybe he just doesn't want them anymore. Maybe he just wants to sell up and maybe use the money towards, you know, another Pokemon purchase or something like that.
Maybe. I mean, I do know that a lot of people, when they get into something new, you usually go guns blazing, right? So I know
don't always think about what you're doing. Yeah,
from personal experience, whenever I get a new passion for something, I'm like, oh my God, let me just get everything.
Yeah.
And then maybe he's now, I guess a year or two in it, he's probably gone, do you know what? I don't need that. I've got 6 of those. Why have I got 6?
Much. Yeah.
So maybe just kind of get rid of some just to free up space. And like you said, maybe purchase something else that he's looking to buy. I don't know what else he could buy, to be honest.
I mean, do we think he's going to do another first edition base box break? He has, I don't even know how many boxes now. Has he still got 5 left?
5, I believe, yeah.
Give or take, roughly. Obviously, he's done 2 so far. But we haven't had any hint of what he's going to do this year with Pokemon, apart from all the drama that happened at the beginning of the year. We won't talk about that. But yeah, we've seen this Instagram and on Twitter as well with all these slabs, and he kind of hasn't really said. He just said he wants to maybe sell a few, but I'd like to know what the plan with the rest of the boxes are, and if we're going to see another break this year, and if we do, what's that going to look like? What's the pricing going to look like? All that sort of fun stuff as well.
That's a good shout, to be fair, because it's literally been just over a year since his first edition break, because he did that on Pokemon Day, did he not? It was like February, I believe.
I can't remember. Oh, maybe it was.
I think it's been. I think it's just, obviously we're in March now, so I think it's just been about a year since he's done that.
Oh, he did do one on Christmas Day though as well, but that was on Whatnot. That kind of wasn't the same.
No one really got to see that.
No, that wasn't the same kind of vibe as maybe just because we use YouTube a lot more and we're more into that. That kind of wasn't the same build up and excitement, I didn't think anyway. That was kind of announced last minute-ish, and it was just like doing this on Christmas Day, where the other ones I feel like they've been more of a spectacle and it's been more of an event and more of a build up. Obviously the first one, I don't think we're going to see the comparison and maybe the excitement before, but yeah, I'd like to see what he's going to do with those other boxes and whether we're going to get to see them opened or whether they're going to stay sealed. It
would be interesting, like how much difference in price would there be a difference? Would it be higher? Would it be lower than that first one? Because that was in the absolute boom. Obviously we're now in a bit of a decline. So it'll be interesting to see if people would be willing to, because obviously they were auctioned, all the packs, weren't they? But like will it have like the Logan effect though? So say maybe we're in a declining market. Obviously it's the first edition pack, so the price is going to be a premium nevertheless, because it's so rare. But maybe like because Logan's doing it, people are willing to spend that extra just because it's a part of Logan's stream or break or whatever he decides to do with it. So
I mean, you say that, but I don't know if you saw one of the recent auctions. There was a first edition Venusaur, I believe, in a PSA 10, and it was the Logan Paul
break one?
Label from PSA. Yeah.
Was that from PokeWizard?
I don't know. I don't know who was selling it. There was I didn't see any information anywhere on anyone saying, "Oh, I know who that was" or anything like that.
Yeah.
However, yeah, it was. So I don't know if you guys obviously watched the box break. PSA agreed to grade all the hits, and they actually gave their own special tag on the PSA label, and it was something like Logan Paul box break. I think they've done it for a few other big events before with other people. So yeah, you could get this special tag if you got a hit out of the box, send it off to PSA to get graded. And it was a first edition PSA 10 Venusaur. I can't remember what auction house it was, maybe PWCC, don't quote me on that.
Right.
But it sold quite a lot under the previous sale of just a normal label PSA 10 first ever Venusaur.
That's
interesting. I think it went around $18,000, the Logan label one. Right. And the one previous to that was closer to
it was like 25 or 26.
Yeah, closer to 30k.
Wow. So that's like $8,000
so
less.
whether there just wasn't the right person at the right time looking for one, and the person who was looking could only afford to go to so much and they got super lucky, or the label had the adverse effect and people didn't want
a Logan Paul slab
if they're maybe putting a PSA 10 set together. I don't know. Yeah. It really depends who is looking for that, why they're buying it. If they, I don't know, if you had a PSA 10 set of first ed base, would you want one of them
to say Logan Paul break on it? I don't think you would.
I don't know if a lot of people would.
That's
so
really
maybe, and then how many people are just buying it because it was in the Logan break? Obviously not a lot of people. So yeah, whether that was the reason for the price or we're just seeing a massive decline even more, it's hard to tell. Yeah. But yeah, there was that was something that just popped into my mind.
Yeah, like you said, because I believe, as I just mentioned, PokeWizard, he got all three of the cards in a 10.
Yes.
The Charizard, the Venusaur, and the Blastoise. Yeah. Is that more of a collectible thing, as you mentioned? Would you want one?
I was going to say, if you're going to get the set, maybe.
Yeah, then that would probably be cool because they're all from the same box.
But just adding one in to your already...
might look a bit weird.
PSA 10 set might look a bit weird if it's the one gap you need to fill and it's the only one that has the Logan Paul tag on the label.
Yeah.
And if people don't like him or whatever, they have their opinions, maybe that would put them off buying why would they want that?
I feel like there's so many...
I feel like there's two sides to it.
Yeah, there's so many sides, and there's also other factors in the fact that maybe there's like not enough attention on that auction that day. Like maybe not enough people knew about it because maybe one person got lucky and they just managed to get it because no one else was paying attention.
And maybe that was their max limit, and they thought, I'm probably not even going to get this.
That was like Rusty with the first ed sheets where he put in a bid and he went to bed because he was like, if it goes over, it goes over, and then he won. So
lo and behold, he had to pay it in the morning. So yeah, maybe there could be a number of reasons why that went for what it did, but that particular slab did have that branding on the actual PSA label. So whether that was the effect, if it was just your normal PSA slab, would it have gone for more? Would it have sold for that price? Who knows? We don't know. So yeah, that was quite an interesting thing, talking about the whole Logan Paul break. So
it'll be interesting to see if he does another one. I mean, he's got 5 boxes.
It will be. Maybe he can make it a yearly event.
That'd be pretty cool.
And hopefully it just gets cheaper every year. Who knows?
Well, yeah, it depends which way you want to look at it. But yeah, no, it'd be really cool if he does a yearly one. But like for someone like Logan, obviously he has the 5 boxes. Mm-hmm. He has the blinged out necklace.
Oh yeah, he actually, do you know what?
I saw a story.
He has had more Pokemon in his socials recently than in the last few months. Obviously excluding the whole first edition case. So is that a sign that maybe, I don't know. It could mean anything. It could mean nothing. It could mean he's bored and he just got his Pokemon cards out.
He just loves it. But the thing I was going to say is like, what's next? Like in terms of like collection, obviously he was trying to get the sealed case, which would probably be the next grail. Whether one of them, whichever, if one of them ever comes up again, maybe that's something he's going to go for. But other than that, like he pretty much has like some of them. I guess you go for some of the trophy cards, maybe, or the illustrator.
Say, unless he went into maybe the trophy market and that kind of world, and started splashing the cash there. I really don't know what he's never really said where he wants to go with it. It was kind of, I'm going to do this right now. what I'm going to do this time next year, who knows? And that's kind of always what he's done.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe he would branch in. But then I feel like he started with the first ed base, number one, because he could afford it. Number two, those were the cards he collected as a kid. He's our sort of age, so that is relevant. If he only is really into that era of Pokemon and doesn't want to branch out, would he even go near trophies?
No.
Because I feel like it's
niche. It's very niche.
I just feel like if you're only, like, I know people personally that only literally collect base, fossil, jungle, rocket, like, you know, the OGs, and that's just because they like those Pokemon. They don't like the newer generations. They're just, you know, they stop collecting, so they've never decided to recollect what they weren't into, basically, if that makes sense. So is he, because everything I kind of seen for him is base set orientated.
Yeah. The 100, the original 151.
Yeah. So if that's his thing, I don't know how much more he can do with that, because I feel like he's done, you know, he's opened first ed boxes. He's bought loads of them. He tried to buy a case. Would he then branch into trophies if he's not as... I don't know.
I feel like me and him are the same sort of collector, in the sense of, like, when I first got back into it, I was like, oh my God, I remember base set, jungle, Team Rocket. That's what I grew up on, and that's what I wanted first. Like you just mentioned, it'd be interesting to see from these last 2 years of collecting and probably getting more involved.
Yeah.
Has he expanded his knowledge in certain niches, such as trophies, maybe Japanese promos and stuff like that, like we spoke to with Pat.
Yeah.
And then maybe he might go after those sort of cards. That would be really cool to see if he's kind of expanded his knowledge and maybe researched some
or
cards.
even just some of the, you know, the newer sets than your original, you know, base and stuff. Maybe like some of the EX era, because obviously, you know, you can still get, you know, the likes of Charizard in a lot of those sets, and some of them are really expensive cards. If that's what he's more into, you know, the big hitters that grade well and are worth a lot. But yeah, I know people that are similar to that, you know, literally only collect what they knew when they were a kid. They've never tried to get into any other sets, and that's absolutely fine. Like, there is, do you know what, I wanted to talk about it, there's a lot of gatekeeping in the hobby. There's a lot of people, and it's fine to have an opinion. Like, it's absolutely fine to have an opinion on a set, on, you know, anything like that. But I think when you're having opinions on what other people are doing, if what they're doing isn't scamming people,
harming anyone,
or hurting anyone, I see a lot of, like, snidey Instagram stories from people sometimes with, like, backwards comments, like, obviously aimed at someone. Who they're aimed at, I don't know half of the time. But I just think, why do you care so much? Like, I spoke about this with Jake from Pokenomics, and at the end of the day, we're all adults. And we're all collecting Pokemon cards. We're collecting a kids trading card game because we were into it as kids, or people have got kids now and they're back into it with their own kids. And I feel like the opinions from some people are strong.
Very strong.
And I just think, and it does put people off putting things on the internet and putting, like, I've had people say to me, well, I don't want to, you know, maybe post about this, or I don't want to create a social for this. Say if they just watch us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'll say, you know, always check out my Instagram, because that's where I post a lot of my, like, break info and all that. They're like, oh, I don't have Instagram. Like, I don't want to get into that because, you know, I'm worried what people will think. And I'm like, you shouldn't care. But I also get it, because there are a lot of people who have, like, bitter opinions on what other people are doing. And like you said, if you're not harming anyone and you're not scamming anyone, or you're not offending, you know, genuinely offending anyone, don't care. Just keep your mouth shut. I felt like I needed to say that just because I've actually seen it a lot in the past couple of weeks, and it is just, I just don't get it.
Yeah,
if it affects you that much, there's something wrong with you.
It's like there's people who think that it's their opinion and that's it. No one else can have a different opinion.
Their way or the highway.
Yeah, literally. It's like, why? Just because you like something, it doesn't mean everyone else has to like it as well. It's
maybe they think a set is a bit boring, or, you know, there's a Pokemon that they think is a bit pathetic and shouldn't be a Pokemon, but it's someone's favorite Pokemon because for whatever reason, maybe they have no connection to it. They just picked it out of a hat one day and thought, yeah, I love this Pokemon. This is what I'm going to collect. Why does it matter? Why does it matter to anyone else if it's what's making that person happy? I think we need to stop with this whole, like, I don't know, it's just snidiness. And I just think it's not necessary. We're all in this hobby because it's what we enjoy. But if we turn it into a sour place, it's only going to have a negative effect on ourselves, because it's going to be the other people that are collecting. I don't know, that like just, we don't
want to see people being driven away from the community just because
they're embarrassed.
They're afraid to like what they like.
Yeah,
because it's just like what.
You
can
matter.
Like whatever you want to like.
It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's no like place for any toxicity and stuff like that. It's just like,
and even if you like things you can't afford, that's also okay. You can post about them. You say no, you can say one day I dreamed to have this card. That's fine. And if you can't afford it, that's also fine. You can have goals and dreams, and also you can collect what you can afford and you do like. And if, I don't know, John Doe next to you thinks it's embarrassing and pathetic that you collect a certain set and you post about it all the time, that's fine. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, it just made me think of that, because I keep seeing it quite a bit, and I'm just like, where, like, it's just like this high school behavior, and I'm like, most of us are out of school now. So
you do see that, like you said, it's some very, very childish behavior, and it's just like,
I feel like even the kids involved these days are much more polite to each other than the adults in the hobby are a lot of the time.
It's it's an interesting one, and it's just like you said, people shouldn't be gatekeeping certain things, because it's just
no one owns Pokemon. I'm gonna say that now. Like, none of us have, like, we're not in control of anything. We just do what we do because we enjoy it. And if you want to collect modern English cards, you do that.
Exactly.
You enjoy yourself.
If you want to collect Piplup, you collect Piplup.
Or Stack Attacker. If Stack Attacker's
just
your
not
guy.
Sandy Gus. No, I'm joking. But
do what you gotta do.
As we were speaking about Logan Paul, because obviously he had a big effect in the boom.
Yeah.
And we have said in previous episodes, like, do we think Logan Paul coming back would bring that boom back? It's unclear whether that would happen. Some people say yes, some people say no. Now, what we have seen recently is a certain celebrity getting into the collectibles.
I was going to say, not Pokemon.
Not Pokemon that we know of. May happen. But we have seen recently that Champagne Pappy,
I was going to say Champagne Pappy
aka Drake, has got into collecting sports cards.
Yes, I saw the story of all the cases. Well, they were all the cases all stacked up that he bought. And then I saw everyone start sharing it on their stories, and it kind of just went from there. And because there's a lot of, I think someone was talking about a Whatnot stream, either that Drake was in, or I don't know if he was doing the Whatnot. Again, I do use Whatnot. I do love Whatnot. I buy quite a lot on there, but I've been too busy recently to sort of pay too much attention to what's been going on with that. I've seen it on like people's socials, but the likes of Rob Kardashian is quite into sports. And I know that someone was saying like he was in the chat and all these OGs are in the chat. But yeah, him coming into the collectible space,
it's definitely gonna have an effect.
Interesting to hear what people's opinions are on that, because I know when Logan came into the space, there was real like your Marmite, you love him or you hate him. Whereas I feel like Drake might get a bit more of a warm welcome.
Yeah, I think Drake definitely, anything he jumps on or jumps into has a positive effect, and a lot of people get behind it. So if he was to jump into the Pokemon scene, I definitely could see a lot of people that weren't maybe as expressively into Pokemon might come back.
Didn't want to come forward and admit they collect Pokemon cards. I'll be like, oh yeah, no, I do now.
Yeah.
Like I do.
Because I've said this before. I feel like a lot of people, and I've said it to you. I don't know if it's a UK thing. I feel like there are certain people that think that Pokemon's not cool, and they like Pokemon, but they're almost. I feel like when we started growing up, so when you started to stop collecting, which was kind of school time, I felt like there was a period where collecting cards was not cool because you weren't playing Xbox or you weren't playing PlayStation and stuff like that.
Playing Kiss Chase in the playground.
Exactly. So I have this feeling that some people, because I have met a few people that they say, oh, I just want to let you know I really like Pokemon, and it's like
whisper. Like,
yeah, but it's like that's cool. Why aren't you expressing that? Like if you're passionate and you love something, you should be telling everyone, because if people see, I think Pat even mentioned it, if people see your excitement and your happiness
comes off,
then it's gonna brush off onto other people and stuff like that. And I just feel like I've met a few people, and not a few, I've met actually a lot of people who almost feel like they're ashamed. Or maybe that's a bit of a strong word.
No, I don't think it is. I think they're
just embarrassed to admit that they love Pokemon, and it's kind of like, like a taboo thing, and it's just like,
yeah,
it's not like, you should love it.
You hit the nail on the head. Maybe I am really like, I'm not a great spokesperson for the UK. You know how much I talk about wanting to, I'd love to live in the States one day. Whatever. That's a whole separate conversation. Anyway, I feel like maybe it's just the people I know and I have met, but I don't know if you maybe from
seems like we're
see,
having a similar thing.
Everyone in the UK is a bit more
held
reserved,
back.
and it's even with and I know we talked about restrictions. We weren't able to have card shows the past few years. We weren't able to do meetups anywhere because there were so many restrictions in place for so long. You couldn't do anything here for a long time, and it really has only just started properly lifting, and no one cares anymore. That changed very quickly. But yeah, maybe that had an effect on it where people were a bit more reserved, but no one is as out there and wanting to, I don't know, get together as much. I say that, and then I see the members and subs on my channel, all chatting to each other in the Discord, and they've all become really good friends and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like with regards to YouTube, for example, I don't see as many people proudly being out there being like, this is my hobby, this is what I do.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. If you don't like it, again, I'm very much of the opinion, I say it a lot. If you don't like something and I like it, and you've got some hyped up opinion and you think it's weird or embarrassing, I don't care. I don't know if you get to a certain age or a certain point where other people's opinions
just
are
don't matter.
Never ever going to, I don't know, what they think is never going to physically change me or do anything to me. So to me, I brush it under the carpet, the rug, whatever. I'm just over it. Doesn't affect me. I don't care anymore. But I feel like, and I'm going to use Americans as an example, are so much more confident a lot of the time, I feel. And this is what I do. Come and see, come and get involved. And I just don't see it as much. Maybe it's because, again, Americans are very different to English. I feel like we're really sarcastic
reserved
and dry and rude a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm just using those two countries and cultures as examples. But like you say, I feel like there's an edge of embarrassment for some people.
There's something. It's a weird one because when I go to the TCG events, I've been to a few pre-releases. It's like a whole new world. It's like people. I meet people obviously who love Pokemon because they're there to play it and stuff like that. But it's I would never know that outside of it, if that makes sense.
That's what that person's into.
Yeah, it just seems like a secret, like a massive secret, that no one can talk about.
No one's involved in, yeah.
Which is really strange because then obviously when I've been to these events, I've met some really, really cool people, some really nice people as well, and it's just this is awesome. We're all we're completely strangers. I literally met you for 10 minutes. And we're getting on we've been friends for a year. You
can meet so many great people. And it's not even just in this hobby, it's in any hobby. If there's something you enjoy, you're passionate about, telling people or making it known that you're into a certain thing, there might be someone that that is secretly into that too. And then that could be, a bonding thing for you. You will meet other like-minded people.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but a lot of the time, if you have similar interests. So if you're wanting to make new friends or anything like that, I think it's a great way to meet people and connect with people. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we've just been really lucky and met some really great people. Obviously, there's not going to be there's always going to be the bad apples, don't get me wrong. But in general, everyone is really great and gets on really well and is always really open and, up for discussing and, having fun or whatever. I've met some great people. You've met great,
yeah, and I know for a fact there's people probably listening or watching being like, hey, wait a minute, I tell everyone that I love Pokemon.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we know
we're talking about.
There are people out there that are proud and express their love for Pokemon. Do not get me wrong.
But there are
I just
some
also
people
feel
that
like there are those
yeah.
type of people who almost feel like they're not allowed, and it's kind of like a gatekeeping thing where they almost feel like they're not allowed to express how much they enjoy
being an
collecting.
adult and being into trading cards, whether it's Pokemon or one of the other
I definitely think
games.
it goes down to that thing of people feeling like it's not cool to collect, which is just silly in my opinion. Like you said, we're now all adults, we're not children anymore, and you shouldn't ever worry about what people's other people's opinions are. If you like something, then
you
express
can't let other people's opinions affect you so badly that it stops you from doing things you want to do in your own life. If that person is either a stranger or not even acquaintance, just someone distantly that you're not even involved with, if you're letting those comments and those people affect what you do in your own life, then it's not good. It's not good for you. So I just think you've got to, if anything, if this past pandemic or this past year, 2 years has taught us anything, like, a lot has gone on. A lot of people have been affected by, lots of horrible things, lots of crazy things have happened to us that we probably never thought we'd experience in our lifetime.
Yeah.
So my advice is just enjoy it, have a good time with it. And if it makes you happy, doesn't matter. Even if your mum and dad think it's weird and, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you enjoy it, just do it. Yeah. Just have fun with it.
I 100% agree. And like, if you're like hiding something, then you're not being your true self.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't want to be someone that you're not.
I feel like we're getting really deep here, but I just feel like we got a lot to tell people.
We had to express that one, yeah. So hopefully we haven't rambled upon that a bit too much, but hopefully you get our point. And let us know your thoughts in the comments.
As
where
well.
You're from, whether it's the UK, Europe, America, Australia. Do you feel like there's a certain, I don't know if it's stigma or
what's
certain...
the attitude like towards the collectible hobby
or even playing as well?
Yeah, or playing the actual game as well, the actual TCG.
So hopefully
let us
know. Another thing I saw recently that I wanted to talk about was a very, very legend in the Pokemon scene of PokeRev.
Yes,
we love him.
The number one Poke streamer in the world. Yeah. I would like to, that is his title, I think.
The man, the myth, the legend. Shout out PokeRev. I saw recently he had to put a video out of him addressing some sort of drama, I guess. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he opens a lot of mystery packs on his channel. If you watch him, he buys a lot of mystery packs from different websites, different, I guess, eBay sellers sometimes, who would basically... He would buy a package for example, let's say $1,000, and in that package, the company would put in $1,000 worth of products, whether that's packs, sealed collection boxes, cards, plushies, literally anything Pokemon related.
Yeah.
And I think recently he did a video where he purchased a load from a certain company. I think they're called Power Box.
I can see that because I know, was it Rattle did a
video, where apparently he did a video showing him buying and what came inside, and then I think from that, obviously Rev is a very he's got a lot of subscribers and I guess influential, that's what I was looking for.
He's got a big platform.
He's an influential YouTuber, so obviously if he's done a video on a certain product and a lot of people he's seeing a lot of cool stuff coming from this product, a lot of people are going to want to buy it.
Yeah.
So I think that he got a lot of people ordering those sort of boxes from his video. He didn't actually go out and say, go buy these.
It wasn't like a paid promotion.
Yeah, it wasn't
or
an
anything
affiliation.
Like that, yeah.
But I think from people buying the boxes, I think some flack came where I think maybe they weren't getting their packages, or it was coming really late, or there just was some issues which caused people to then think that he was a part of the company.
Oh God.
He kind of like was the owner and stuff like that, and it was just a little bit shady, but I can totally see where he's coming from because he actually addressed it, and shout out to him for actually addressing it.
Yeah, because that's not something you really content-wise see from him.
Yeah.
He's very, like you say, he does a lot of mystery pack openings, he does his streams, but he's never like, because obviously he was more personally involved with this.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where it was enough where he had to be like, actually, I've got to say something here because this isn't quite what's happening.
So what happened was he had no affiliation to this company, but the company, I believe, put his face and his video on their website which made it look, if you were just a random or a person who just wanted to purchase this, it kind of gave off the image that he was a part of this.
Yeah.
Which it
would. Like, if I landed on the website and the first thing I see is Rev and like the thumbnail of him holding the product or the video playing,
it's almost
I'd be
like
hold on a minute.
Confirmation.
Yeah. I'd be like, so he obviously has a fair bit to do with it, or has, at least received product from them and is happy about it, because we're seeing all this, video and picture confirmation.
It's a bit of a weird, I don't know if you want to call it shady, but from the business side of the actual people who make...
Bit of like false
advertisement.
Yeah, a little bit.
So yeah, shout out to Rev, because he actually addressed it saying, look guys, I have to make this video because I just want to let you know that he isn't a part of it, he's not affiliated, nothing like that. And I think that's a really good thing to do, because he actually did say he's very conscious of what he promotes and stuff like that, and he knows the weight of his name, which is something you have to definitely take into consideration.
If you've got his like we said, big platform, all those subscribers. And a lot of them, especially in this hobby, we might have a lot of younger people, especially, on the bigger channels, like a lot of the kids that watch, and they'll be, saying, to their mum and dad, or even, if they've got their own, money themselves now, if they're a little bit older, they're going to be making decisions maybe based off some of the more knowledgeable people, the more recognized people in the community. And you don't want to put your face against something that's either a scam or isn't quite what it's meant to be, because, like, you're the one causing that.
Exactly, that ripple, I guess.
Yeah, that ripple effect.
So, like, mystery packs, in my opinion, are just a weird one. And he actually says, like, I keep saying shout out to him, but, like, he says that mystery packages are a risk. And I do believe that you can do them in a good way. There are some, like, obviously it's a mystery, so you're always taking that risk. But if you've done it properly, that's the right word. It's a gamble. But if you're doing it the right way, then they can be really fun. And he does say, like, for him, it's more worth it because he can make the money back with the video.
Yeah.
But he actually goes and addresses saying, like, guys, like, you have to be careful because they are a gamble. Like, you're not always guaranteed to get your money back, or not money back, but the value of what you spend.
The advert for these things is always going to show you the best possible outcome.
Yeah.
So, if you can buy this box and you potentially could get a PSA 10 base set slab, and I'm just using that as an example, I don't know if it exists, they're going to stick on the front of the box that is the best thing you could get, where actually you could probably maybe get a PSA 2 B drill or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In 50 of the boxes, and one in every, that kind of thing.
So, like, it's a massive gamble because, like, obviously with those sort of things, you can just, like, obviously when you're watching it, you're just seeing the fun element, but it's I got to respect it for the fact that he said, look, guys, even though this is really fun to watch, and he personally is okay with doing it because he has the ad revenue and stuff to make it back, like, he is actually saying, look, guys, this is a gamble at the end of the day.
Take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, maybe. Because, like, if you could easily not say that, do you know what I mean? Because
you don't have to.
You don't have to say it, but I just thought
morally it's the right thing to do. But
I thought that was pretty cool of him to do that, and, like, just say, like, I want you to know that you have to be responsible for this sort of thing. So shout out to that. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think it then sort of leads into what you put your name against when you are either an influencer or someone in a position where you have a big audience and a big platform. You see lots of, like, influencers, not just in the hobby, say they're really careful about who they do brand deals with and what they're promoting. Like, the first thing that comes to my head is, people that promote energy drinks and, like, fat supplements and all that sort of stuff all the time, and you can tell a lot of them have no idea what they're promoting. They've never used the product in their life. They're seeing the money behind it, and for them, they don't care. That's fine if they just want to make money off of it. But if you're then worried about your image, like, these people, their image is their brand a lot of the time. You do one wrong thing or promote one dodgy product, that's not just that goes out the window. It's
a bit of a tarnish.
Your whole brand, your whole image goes down with it, because it shows that either you don't look into what you're putting your name against, like research. Surely that's a huge thing. Like, I personally would never want to promote something that either I didn't want to use or I thought was, good quality or whatever it was, depending what the product was. And I think that's where you have to be really careful when you're of, like, the size that, the likes of Rev are, that you don't just, because you'll get loads of people messaging you saying, oh, if I send you this, can you tell your followers it's great? And, blah, 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 and I'll send you a free one. I mean, half the time it's probably not the right thing to do unless it's something that works for you or you believe in whatever it is, because a lot of the time it will be either not very good quality or a bit of tat or not quite what it turns out to be. But yeah, I just think there's that, like, fine line of associating yourself with the right companies things and the right products and the right advertising as well. And
I definitely believe it can, like I mentioned a minute ago, it can be done in the right way. For instance,
100%.
like the mystery packs and stuff like that, if you think of how to do it properly, then it can, obviously there's going to be an element of risk because obviously they're mystery packs and whatever, but, like, you can do it in a fair way. Like, so
that you get a good base product out of it.
Yeah, you get as much of your value that you possibly can, sort of thing. You're not getting swindled in any way, shape or form. So,
and then you'll get bonuses, in X amount of products, whether they're boxes or packs or whatever they are.
So I mean, I just wanted to touch upon that because I thought he handled it really, really well. And you just got to give props to that, because some people can not say anything, like just kind of like wait for the, what's the word, like it to blow over.
Yeah.
But some, like, if he's actually addressed it and said, look, this is the actual thing.
Shut it down before it got worse.
Yeah, then fair play.
I agree.
So yeah, that was interesting to see, because obviously that sort of thing can go downhill pretty quickly.
And then bring you down with it. And like I said, if you are a big part of your brand, like if, you know, that's what a lot of it is based on, you'll go down with it, and then the brand goes down with it. And then how do you recover from that? And you just got to be really careful what you associate yourself with, what you say a lot of the time, and just be mindful that what you put out there, a lot of people will take your word for it.
Yeah.
And then you will be influenced, you know, or no, sorry, they will influence, you know, lots of other people to either purchase something or start doing something, you know, that they've advertised and they've put their name against. So yeah, you've just got to make sure that it's
the right thing.
It's a decent thing, whatever that is. But yeah, you just got to be very careful. Yeah,
no, so that was that. Well, I'm trying to think what else happened on YouTube. I think I saw like Leonhart.
Yes, I feel like we've covered all the big YouTubers, but Leonhart put out a video about a week ago now, maybe.
Yeah.
And this is around burning out, and like even the YouTubers that, you know, have millions of subscribers. I think he has like 1.6 million subs now. His channel is huge. They get hundreds and thousands and millions of views. Even they get to the point where they're like, I'm burnt out. I haven't got the energy. My creativity has slowed down. I don't know what the right thing to put out is, no matter how much good product you've got or how much, you know, like, I don't even know what the right word is, you know, like you've got all the tools basically, but you don't know how to use them, or you've got to the point where you're just exhausted. Like, but yeah, it was like a 10-15 minute long video of him just talking to the camera, not in his studio, just like outside, saying, you know, that he just had reached the point where he doesn't he wants to change up what he's doing. Yeah. He needs to work out how to do that, basically.
I think everyone gets there from a content creator's perspective, because I've obviously been on YouTube
you've been a long time.
Yeah, I've been on there for like 6-7 years. I used to do gaming and FIFA videos, and I have definitely experienced that in my past. And I think it is just the fact of, I think it's a mixture of doing the same thing for however long, but then also like, YouTube changes so much, not even just the platform, but in terms of human behavior of what people watch. Like what people used to watch from Pokemon content probably 4 years ago is a little bit different to what people watch now. So I think it's also the when people feel that burnout, it's from doing something consecutively for such a long period of time, but then also seeing that the scene is changing in what people watch and adapting to that. And it's so hard to adapt for some people. Some people can do it, some people are really good at it, but like myself, I found it quite hard adapting. I feel like I'm still adapting from what I was creating on a different sort of genre to Pokemon, and I still don't feel like I'm there yet. I'm trying to improve my content every day, but I
think we all are.
I've definitely experienced that burnout thing, and I think it's something where even sometimes all it needs is that little spark of inspiration. Sometimes it's just really hard to feel inspired by something new.
Or even sometimes, like Leonhart said, that he maybe wouldn't post, you know, for a few days or a week or whatever, he didn't know how long. Just taking that step back, whether it's like just that 1 week where you're not on this regimented schedule that you forced yourself to do because that's what you've got to do to get all the views and all the content. Yeah. Like you say, if you're doing the same thing again and again and again, you get to like a 3-4 year period, the world's changing, what people are watching are changing. And like you say, within a genre, the actual video content is changing. Yeah. I think this sort of relates back to where we had Pat the other week. His content is so new and different and creative, very experimental, and maybe not as, you know, Leonhart is opening packs. Yeah. They are very different YouTubers in their own right, but you can see where the new ideas are coming from and things we haven't maybe seen before. Yeah. And maybe, Impact. And then maybe Leonhart's thinking, I do the same thing all the time. Can I switch it up and do these more creative and, you know, step outside my comfort zone kind of videos? And if you've been doing the same thing again and again, where do you start? Yeah. Where do you sit down one day and go, right, I'm not going to do what I normally do every week, but how do I do something different? Like, and also it's really hard. It's maybe he's tried to do something different and his viewers haven't kind of bought into it, but it's just because his viewers have been used to watching him People don't like change a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of not force it upon them, but you have to do it a few times for people to sit there and think, oh, actually, no, I do like this. I just needed to get used to it.
Yeah.
If you do something very different and do a complete 360, some people are going to be taken aback and they're going to be like, I don't like seeing this person not in their normal streaming room or filming their normal content because it doesn't feel right. However, you've got to give it a chance. Like I say, watch 2 or 3, 4 videos, let that person start changing, creating that new content. And then you might think, actually, this is what we needed. We needed to see that change because it was going a bit stagnant or whatever. But it just shows, it doesn't matter how big you are. People get to the point where they're at their limit and they just can't go on.
I think you also touched upon it in the fact that when you said he's forcing himself, I know a lot of YouTubers, and even like I keep saying myself, but you get to a point where you feel like you can't take a break because if you stop
then it
for a week, then everything, like you said, collapses. Like you almost feel like people forget about you because you're not in there, you're not showing your video every day. They're not tuning into your video.
And then they found someone else because
you get replaced.
It happens.
So I feel like there's a lot of pressure internally as well as externally, but I feel like a lot of YouTubers almost put a lot of pressure on themselves because
too much pressure a lot of the time,
of the fear of maybe missing out.
I think also if it's how these people earn their money and maybe a big chunk of how they live, they earn a living, even if they are massive and they're making lots or they're big and they're not making as much, if that's what they're used to, that suddenly changing is also scary. So like, it doesn't matter, like I said, how big you are or anything like that. Everyone reaches their limit. Everyone runs out. Everyone has a dry spell. Like you get those people, you get authors, who write books, and they get writer's block. And they say for like 4 or 5 years, they can't even write a single word on a bit of paper because they're done. And it takes that one thing to spark the inspiration again. And it's like that with the videos. As the world changes, which it has a lot the past couple of years, content changes, what people want to see changes. And if you've been doing something for a long time, you've kind of got to be like, oh, right, I maybe should start moving with the times a bit more.
Yeah.
But where do you start? You sit down in front of your camera and you're like, well, how am I going to do it differently today? What am I going to do that's different? And then you can't think, and then you panic, and then you shut down, and then you're like, right, I can't do this.
Yeah. No, I've definitely seen that you have to adapt on YouTube. If you're making if you're creating content, you have to adapt or else you die. Not physically, but literally. Figuratively, that's the word, sorry. So like you literally have to adapt because no one's gonna stop for you. So it is very, very hard because YouTube is always evolving and adapting, and you have to just try your best to keep up to it. Like I said, I'm trying to do that from the content I was making years ago to now. I'm trying to change. Which is very different to what you're doing. It's very difficult, and it's a learning process, and it takes time. Some people can do it like that, but some other people like myself, it takes a little while to adapt to. But that's just the process. So I can see where Leonhart's coming from. Hopefully he finds that inspiration or does whatever he needs to do to get back into a happy place. I'm sure he will. But yeah, burnout is real. Burnout is real.
Happens to all of us.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess we can talk about one last thing, because we have both, since it's come out, we've both been opening up Brilliant Stars 24/7.
We've opened up a lot now. Both of our channels, we've both done lots of box breaks. I've even I'm master setting.
Yeah, so am I.
Too. And it's been a great set. It started 2022 with a bang. The anticipation for the set to release was quite something. I was super excited. Couldn't wait to open it. Couldn't wait to get my hands on it. Couldn't wait to pull out the cards. Still haven't managed to pull half of them, but that's a whole nother story. And this was the set where we got the trainer gallery. So it's the subset within the set. I think it's about 30 cards, is it?
Yeah.
And you get the character cards, kind of like we had in Cosmic Eclipse. And we've got alternate arts in there. It's kind of a bit, it's everything.
It has everything.
The new V-Stars, which we didn't have before.
It's a perfect set, in my opinion. It has literally everything.
So opinion-wise, we'd love to hear in the comments from you guys, and we'd love to know what your opinion is. What are we thinking? Is it the character cards that stand out? Are we alternate arts V-Stars? Are they going to be the new? Are they going to drown everything else out? What are we thinking?
Yeah, well, like Chloe said, let us know.
We'd like to know your
I
opinions.
guess, do we just, let's just put it to two types. Are you team alt art or are you team trainer gallery? Which one do you prefer? The trainer gallery subset or do you prefer alt arts? For me, I'm literally on the fence. I
am, because it's new.
I think if there wasn't that alt art Charizard in Brilliant Stars, I probably would say trainer gallery.
Yeah.
But that alt art Charizard is probably one of my favorite cards in a long time.
Because don't forget, in the trainer gallery, you have, the character cards that we see, which are similar to Cosmic Eclipse. We've also got the full art trainers in the trainer gallery as well. Everything. You get the V Maxes in the trainer gallery. So the trainer gallery kind of gives you everything.
They are almost all arts as well.
Because you get like the V Max, the Umbreon, the Sylveon, those V Maxes, the Mimikyu. Yeah. They are alternate arts within but they're trainer galleries. So.
And I feel like they have a lot more character to them. I don't know. I'm turning like Italian here. But
there's a lot more going on in them.
Yeah. They have a lot more character to them because they have the trainer as well associated with them.
Yeah, the whole trainer gallery.
Yeah, it's in the name. So I don't know. Maybe trainer galleries is better than
I think
arts. Trainer
gallery might just top it a bit. I mean, I'm really also loving the introduction of V-Stars. I think they're really cool. I know that's, neither or.
I love them.
But then I think the next thing is, where do the rest of the sets go for this year? Because I think too much of something can kill something off a little bit as well.
Well, yeah.
But is that all we're going to see now for the rest of the year? We're going to keep seeing the trainer gallery subsets?
I think if Pokemon make incredible trainer gallery cards, I don't see anyone complaining. Like, obviously, we've seen some, or the next ones come out from, I think, Battle Legion or Battle Region.
Battle Region, I think.
Battle Region is the next set, which we're going to be getting in Astral Radiance,
which is the new English.
And there's a Hoot Hoot trainer gallery card that everyone's going crazy about, and it's a really nice card. So I feel like as long as Pokemon do amazing cards,
it's going to be new every set, isn't it?
No one's going to complain.
I think the trainer gallery is a nice introduction. It's a nice change. It's something, everyone loves something new. Started off the year really, really strong, and I don't know what the rest of the sets are going to be like throughout the year. Hopefully we don't get any Chilling Reign Battle Stars equivalents.
Rebel Clash type vibes. I feel like Brilliant Stars put us right up the top, and I don't know whether we're gonna stay on that kind of level. But if a lot of the sets do have the trainer galleries, then I think there may be all. So you'll have at least something to look forward to.
I feel like it might be that little bit more exciting edge. And don't get me wrong, I know Battle Stars, I know Chilling Reign, they all had the alternate arts as well, and some of them have some really nice cards. But I just feel like the sets are a bit.
I don't
know what it is.
I also feel like, though, that Pokemon themselves have realized how much people love a subset since Hidden Fates and Shining Fates. True. I feel like they know how much we love a subset. Mm-hmm. So the way that they can keep us up here with the likes of Brilliant Stars
is adding the subset,
adding the trainer gallery, because even if you don't pull something good in the main set, you have the potential to get two big hits in a pack, or worst case,
I've had a few of those as well, which is crazy.
So
it's that Hidden Fates, Shining Fates vibe again, and we know people love those sets.
So maybe that's just what they keep doing. But I genuinely feel like we're gonna get another Hidden/Shining Fates before the end of the year. We're
gonna hold you to that
before Sword and Shield era ends. I have a feeling we're gonna get another one. I just have a feeling.
I hope so.
Yeah, that'll be incredible. So yeah, let us know in the comment section. Are you team alt art or are you team trainer gallery? Mm-hmm. A lot of things we've spoke about in today's episode.
This has been a busy episode, but I think it's been good because there's been quite a few things going on in different areas of the hobby. It's nice to touch on everything. Yeah, gives everyone a good overall perspective or just of our opinions as well of everything that's been happening. Yeah, hopefully you've been able to make it this far. If you have, be sure to smash that like button. Thank you guys. We do definitely plan on getting more guests. Obviously we're going to America, as we mentioned at the beginning of the episode. So these next couple of weeks are quite hectic for the both of us because we've got lots going on, but we are working on the whole guest schedule and making it a more regular thing as well. So yeah, guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Like we mentioned, smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. We just hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. Road to 1,000, guys. Road to 1,000. We will catch you in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day. But until then, we're out. Bye, guys.